We did go out and we talked to some more people about not only what the source of their news was, but also how do they trust their sources and find some different perspectives. And they were pretty honest about, yeah, I know this leans a little left and this leans a little right. It's kind of interesting. Go ahead and take a look.
Some of the podcasts that I listen to are more liberal biased, like The Intercept, for example, or something like that, where you have such a polarized view from the left side, and that's the same thing.
It's hard to kind of stay non-biased and see how credible is your source nowadays.
Do you trust all the stuff you see on social media?
Absolutely not. I do not trust it. That's mostly why I have to go see for myself.
Most of what I see on Twitter are people my age, and majority of it's liberal, and so most of what I see follows in line with my beliefs, so I don't really have that issue of like, oh, I'm not sure if this is true unless I go searching for other views, and then I'm like, oh, it kind of challenges my own beliefs.
The thing is, I do lean one way, but it would be nice to see the opposite side and to see what those other credible news sources are. So, I mean, I would like to have an open conversation. I think we can have an open conversation, but I think that it's about getting that other perspective that I don't think I'm getting even from New York Times. I feel like sometimes it's not always the other side of things.
Not always the other side. Lee, I'm going to let you jump in on this.
Well, I think they're being really honest about something that I just think is a human tendency. And I also think it requires effort. And one of the things about social media is it's quick and it's fast and it looks easy. I want to emphasize it looks easy, because being misled can be easy. It has devastating consequences for, if your chicken isn't really $1.59 a pound, or if the political candidate that you thought you were voting for turns out to be something other than the person that you thought you were voting for. But I mean, they're describing me. Most days I'm busy. I have lots to do. I am selective about what I attend to, and I understand that what I attend to is not my entire universe, and it may not be all right, but I'm doing the best with what I've got.
Let's take a look at where the media stands right now. Traditional media outlets, we've talked about social media, in terms of covering 2018. Journalists and media outlets were lambasted after 2016, saying you didn't listen to the right people, you didn't talk to the right people, you have no idea what was really going on in the country. So, what has happened in the last year and a half? Have media outlets changed the way they've done their jobs? Have they taken that criticism to heart? Are they covering the right issues that should be covered? I'm going to start with you, Nolan.
Well, I don't think we've learned a whole lot from 2016. There was a big flurry in the months and weeks after the election to go out there and talk to the real people, or the middle of the country, or whatever you want to call it, the people that weren't talked to before the election. I think I got tired of that very quickly. I mean, for a lot of reasons. Some of it, they didn't like what they were hearing, perhaps, but I still don't think they're talking to, I think they spend more time talking to each other than they do a broad swath of America. They talk to the people in their circles and around, sort of the media centers in this country, but they don't get out much in any real way. When they do, it's like, a science experiment instead of real interaction. I think you saw that, this week. Look at what a big headline was made out of the fact that Kanye West said he liked the president. Well, that's not such a startling declaration in a lot of places in this country, but it was to our major media outlets.
Well, it's startling because it's an African-American performer who once got on television and said George Bush does not care about black people. That would seem inconsistent with the idea of liking Donald Trump, who clearly doesn't like black people.
It would seem that way to you.
But I would say that nothing Kanye does surprises me. I just throw it out there.
We can have a whole discussion about why people are looking to...
Thank you.
Why are you looking to musical performers?
Steve is my dragon spirit.
I think I actually disagree with Nolan about what has changed in media. I mean, I think it also depends on who you're talking about, right? National media have been obsessed with the people who voted for Trump and the communities that they live in since the election. They've got far more people stationed in those places. They're writing a lot of stories about that. I think in some cases to the exclusion of critical analysis of what's really driving those folks and the racial dynamics and the
But you
economic
have to look
dynamics.
at how they're covering those communities. I think it'd be an interesting experiment for us all to watch the coverage of the Trump rally in Macomb County,
Which will be coming up
Saturday.
this weekend on
do
Saturday.
they cover it, with a biased eye or an unbiased
And I'm going
eye?
to say that then that points to we really need to look at our local coverage, and that's what's really shaping people's opinions, Lee. And we are running out of time. Go ahead.
So local coverage, I want to pile on to something that Stephen said. One of the things that I think has changed is that news organizations are now gearing up to be able to debunk rumors in real time. You saw that with the Las Vegas shooting, where both the Washington Post and the New York Times in real time were running stories that said, this is not true, this is not true, this is not true. Now you can say, well, that's something journalists should do, or you can say, in a time of very scarce journalistic resources, do we really want to be spending our precious time and effort doing that? But it's changed.
Darla, I'm going to give you, we've got 20 seconds left. I'm going to give you the last word on this.
I think that notion of fact checking and having that being integrated into the media experience is something that social media has a unique opportunity to do, but we haven't seen that enough.
Would you be interested in public office again?
I am thankful for the support. I'm humbled to be considered, and I would consider it.
All right, I had to get that in there. Garland Gilchrist, Lee Wilkins, Nolan Finley, Stephen Henderson, thanks so much for joining us. That's going to do it for My Week. Find us on Facebook and Twitter, of course, social media, and myweek.org. I'm Christy McDonald. We'll see you next Thursday for My Week, but no fake news here.